Martin, we've been in Tokyo a little bit over 24 hours now, and I think we've done a lot.
Has it been 24 hours? It feels like, I don't know what it feels like. It feels like either 2 hours or like 48 hours. I'm a bit phased and jet lagged at the moment.
I think I feel like we've stepped out of time a little bit, but I'm so glad, as it's my first time in Japan, I'm so glad that there's someone who knows what they're doing here with me, because I feel like it would be completely overwhelming if not.
You say knows what they're doing, kind of has been here before, but is still just as confused and bewildered by most of it, but maybe just bewildered with some kind of focus.
Well, yes, that, we were able to take us to, I don't even know how many arcades, I've lost count, but like...
Yeah, you say I know Tokyo that well, I know where all the arcades are basically, which I know the important stuff basically.
Run through a couple that we've been to, because it's...
So, we are staying in Shibuya, which is kind of the bustling centre of Tokyo, and last night went out to a Taito game station.
Yes.
And a Sega, Club Sega as well.
We've been to 2 Club Segas actually, haven't we?
We have been to 2 Club Segas, yeah. So that was yesterday, we did those, which are kind of the more kind of mainstream arcade experience.
And then we went off the beaten track a little bit.
Yeah, I went to Akihabara today and saw all the incredible arcades there and some of the more dubious stuff as well at Akihabara.
We went to the dark place essentially. That was before even, I think, 11 o'clock in the morning. It was a bit much. But the arcades, I don't know what I was expecting. But like, they're just insane. Obviously, you've been here before, but you're big into your arcades.
Yeah, I'm massively into arcades, but it's always really good having someone new here as well, because it's easy to get jaded. And arcades in Japan aren't like what they used to be. But it's really nice coming with someone else to kind of remind myself that they are still incredible places.
How have they changed since the first time you've ever been here?
They've kind of gone down into their own niche and everything, and so the games that are there are much less accessible, I think, to Western audiences. You don't get the universal breakout hits. You don't get even like big fighting games. Like I thought it was really telling when we first realised we was going to TGS this year. I was really excited about playing Street Fighter 5 because now is about the time you'd be getting location tests for something like Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5's not here at all. I don't even know if they've even talked about an arcade release for it. Yeah. So that kind of shows you the shift in emphasis for arcade gaming over here, where you don't get like the big titles like that, and instead you get more offbeat stuff like Lords of Vermilion, which is like a MOBA card gamey kind of thing. I don't pretend to understand how it works.
No,
I just look at it and get confused. You get all stuff like the Border Break, which is the weird Sega hardcore mech fighting game, which is used like a mouse and keyboard kind of setup.
Yeah.
And then you get the stuff which is just awesome to spectate, all the Bumami stuff. Like My the Sega one, which is new to me.
It's so much fun.
It's so good. And just like, it was one of those, like last night, it's what made me realise that, you know what, Japanese arcades are still phenomenal places. Was just watching 2 people play My.
Yeah.
One of them dressed up as Hatsune Miku.
And she owned the guy she was playing.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
She was just phenomenal. She just destroyed the guy.
So it's a circle of touch. You can either use the touchscreen or the buttons, right? And then it's basically like a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Where you can touch the buttons in time of music, but there's also like slides. And we saw a guy today who was, I can't even begin to describe how good he was. He was using his elbow. He was like, I couldn't even see the things, how fast he was moving. And then I tried it, and of course I was rubbish. But
that's what I love about the fact, because it's like a kind of a full body game where you're like you have to use all your hands and everything. But he'd already found exploits.
Yeah.
And he was like finding these like amazing like body exploits where he was able to kind of do these gestures like super quick.
And weirdly, it made him look even cooler when he was doing it.
Yeah, he was totally just in the zone. It was phenomenal seeing him play.
But yes, so Pokken, that was one of the first things that we actually played, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that's new. That's only just only been on location tests for the past few months. I think it's only rolled out properly recently, but it's kind of everywhere. And obviously, it's Pokemon punching the crap out of each other. And everyone can get behind that. You don't need to like be able to read Japanese that much. You don't need to understand too much. You can just pick Pikachu versus Charizard.
Which is what we did.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Because I won. Is there plans to localize that?
Yeah, that's coming. I think it's definitely coming to Wii U, and I think it's coming to Wii U next spring. But that's an interesting one as well, because that's, instead of being played with a joystick or being played with like some of the crazier setups you have, or like twin stick or something, it's actually played with a gamepad. And so the reason they did that is that it's more accessible.
Okay.
and so it kind of opens it up to that broader audience.
Yeah, and there was only like 16 fighters or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, I don't know what the plans are for expanding that. I mean, like, obviously it'd be amazing to have all the Pokemon in there.
At least all of the original 150, like, because, you know, who cares about the other ones?
But it's a good game as well. It's like fundamentally quite a good game. It's quite zonal for a
Yeah.
fighting game. So it's a lot of you kind of marking out your territory and kind of spacing between the other player.
Mm.
And obviously input-wise, it's got a kind of that Tekken thing, but it's very simple.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
And we also played the Luigi's Mansion arcade version, which was kind of fun. Well, it was kind of lame, but the Hoovers were fun.
Yeah, it's one of those big kind of, I think they called it 4D experience kind of thing, where you get a massive cabinet with which is like a photo booth. You lock yourself away in it, and like the bench you're sitting on is rigged up to a speaker, and you have like things to shoot the screen, which in this case were Hoovers. And it was like a little bit ropey. Bizarrely, it looked exactly like the 3DS game, but up-res.
Yeah.
And like it's using all the same assets, and still it had like a ropey frame rate. But
wow.
But yeah, it's like it's not meant for like super hardcore sessions. You play it for like 5 minutes and go, yeah, that's pretty cool, and then walk away and don't feel robbed of your 100 yen.
No. And then so today when we went to Akihabara, we also went to Super Potato. Do you want to explain what that is?
Super Potato is like the mecca of like of video game stores. It's the place to go, and it's over like 4 floors, I think.
It's the coolest place I think I've ever been. Like, it's absolutely stuffed full of retro games and just unbelievable stuff. Like, I think we spent like about 20 minutes alone just looking at the box art for all the old Famicom games.
Oh yeah, that stuff's so awesome. I kind of just wish I had the money to collect it just to buy it all up.
Yeah.
It is really awesome, but a slightly sadder side though, it definitely the shelves were a lot emptier this year than I've ever seen them.
That is sad, but then I do wonder, I mean, there's obviously only a finite number of retro games in the world. Maybe it's just that they're, I don't know.
I don't know if I think maybe the markets have moved on as well, because it happened a lot. Like, you obviously don't get video game stores so much in England anymore because of eBay and various online markets where there's no point that are going to shops like that because you can always find a better deal online. I don't know if that's the same thing that's happened here, or maybe I think the appetite for retro games has started to wane a little bit here as well.
Oh god.
And it's definitely felt like whole sections were missing that were there last year, like the PC Engine section was kind of dwindled. They didn't even have any PC Engines for sale this time around. And it just seemed a little bit quieter. And just generally in Akihabara as well, there were less game shops.
Yeah, you did mention that there was a few that have closed down since the last time you were hearing that.
Yeah, and again, I'd like, just as an outsider who just has like a fleeting visit here once every year, you don't know how much to read into it, and haven't actually spoken to anybody here what it's about. Because again, it could be the thing like game shops just are a dying thing like globally. It's not just it's not just Japan, and it does.
Yeah, that is true. Because I mean, like you said before, like if you walk down a high street in England, there are fewer game shops. You know, people buy online. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah, and I think like tastes have just changed a lot in Japan as well.
Yeah, but it's absolutely still an experience. Like walking through Super Potato and seeing all the shrink-wrapped retro consoles, and like that was the Famicom that you said it used to be in hotels. Like that was a beast of a machine, and it still works perfectly.
Yeah, they had the Super NES one there as well, which is like the old stuff you used to get in hotels where it used to be like be able to select between 20 different games. Yeah, and those things are absolutely gorgeous and such curious little things as well that you would never expect to see outside of Japan.
Yeah, it is. It's just insanely good, and I mean it's just it's a must stop for anyone who's into games that comes to Tokyo. But we've done so much in 24 hours. I'm still like a little bit
dazed. It's always so weird, especially it's so overwhelming coming here first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so hard to take it all in, and it kind of is. I like for me when I first came here 6-7 years ago, it was kind of everything I'd imagined and everything I'd hoped for.
Yeah, exactly. It is that, and it's just so exciting. But obviously we're here for Tokyo Game Show. Do you have any expectations or anything that you are quite excited about seeing?
I think it's going to be a good show this year. It's kind of been dwindling in significance in recent years and had notable absences. This year, Microsoft are absent. They've got their own event next week, which sadly we're not here for. But Sony have put their conference back on during the week itself. It used to be hilarious. Like last year, would spend quite a lot of money to come to Tokyo, then Sony would announce that they're doing their press conference 3 weeks before the show itself. So, oh, thanks, Sony. But this time it's tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Yes.
It's going to be quite focused on the Japanese market, but I think we're expecting some announcements, like hopefully a new Gravity Rush.
Yes.
Something new on Last Guardian.
Do you think that'll be playable?
I hope so. I really hope
Can you
so.
imagine? Oh my god.
And then, there's a few small things happening during the week. The show itself kicks off on Thursday. It goes through the weekend. And it does feel like there's kind of slightly more to get excited about Outsiders for Western audiences than before. There's going to be a couple of announcements we're expecting. So, I think it's going to be a comparatively good show to what we've seen in previous year.
Yes, I am excited. I'm just raring to go. And we will have more videos like from the show floor and all sorts while we're here.
We've still got a lot of arcades to go to as well. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm trying to remember if we played. Was there anything else that we played at the arcades that we could talk about? Because it's just all been such a blur.
I played the Mario Kart sequel by Namco.
That's right. Yeah, you did. And you really enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did. I didn't like the original because there's basically a Mario Kart which is pretty much in Japan only. Although I have seen there's a couple in London. But anyway, it's by Namco, so it doesn't feel anything like Nintendo's games. It feels very much like a Namco game. And I never liked the original one because it didn't quite have. It felt off somehow, but this new one just feels slightly more like a Mario Kart game, which is a very good thing. And playing a Mario Kart game with a wheel and pedals and full cabinet is kind of awesome. And taking your photo whilst having Toad's mushroom cap superimposing yours is also a cool, awesome thing. But that was really cool playing that as well. And it was nice to have something which is slightly more recognisable as well to kind of latch onto.
I played Jubeat for the first time.
Yay!
That was so much fun. I don't really normally go in for like rhythm games, but I quite like that.
Rhythm games where it's at, but the problem is the skill level is so high here that I always get really intimidated by playing it. Screw that, just poke stuff and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love J-pop, so like as long as there's J-pop playing, I'll just be like,
what else are you looking forward to? Because you've had like a small slice of Tokyo experience.
Yeah, like I said, I'm glad you're here because otherwise I wouldn't have found all these places. I'm definitely enjoying the food. We've had ramen and we've had sushi so far, and it's been so good. But I think we're going to go on a bit of a wander tomorrow, aren't we? But really I'm just looking forward to the show as well and seeing some of the new stuff. Interesting things that I've learned about Tokyo since I've got here. Each train station has its own theme tune, and we were going to have chicken butts last night, but we didn't.
No, we might have chicken butts tonight though if we're lucky.
I don't know. You keep saying it's like chewing gum, and that puts me off.
Well, no, I think it's the pigs. The pigs intestines more like chewing gum than chicken butts. But you can blow bubbles with it if you're good. So yeah.
You're not selling it to me.
What do you not want to blow bubbles with chicken butt? If you don't, I don't understand what's wrong with you. That's one of the greatest things is eating yakitori over here.
On that note, keep tuned in throughout the week because we will have more videos on our grand Tokyo adventure.
Yay! Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Bye.
Bye bye.